if I'm using that agent, I really care that it's operating on my behalf. If it's like secretly operating on behalf of my company and it's like optimizing things in my personal life that's better for the company than me, that's like extremely scary. And I think it gets more scary the more capable the models get. So I think it's important to start thinking about trust, right? Like, how do we instill trust, not just in the models, but in the agents and in the companies that are building these agents? And I think ultimately what that really comes down to is trust in you all, or trust in the companies that you're building, right? How can a user trust this company that's building this product? Especially already today, we have these extremely small teams. Tomorrow, the teams might be even smaller. You might have these semi-automated teams almost. How can you trust that team? You might say, I don't know, like we trust companies today. One of the core reasons we trust companies today is because they're composed of a diversity of people. You can trust to some extent that if there's reasonable culture at a company, that if the company decides, if the CEO decides to do something bad, that someone in the company is going to raise their hand and say, no, I don't support this. I'm going to whistleblow. I'm going to leak this. I'm going to quit. I'm going to take a bunch of people with me. I'm pissed. I hate this. And without the people supporting the company doesn't have a product. But in a semi-automated world, that's no longer true. And it could be the fact that a single person could make a decision that changes the entire impact of a product. And there's no single person that might be aware of that except themselves. It gets extremely easy for bad actors to do bad things. And if you've followed along the history of Silicon Valley or the history of humanity, the truth is a huge majority of people are misaligned, especially when money is on the line. So I think this is a really important question. And the truth is, we already think about this. Like large enterprises, for example, already distrust startups, partially for this reason. There's a lot of reasons why large enterprises distrust startups. One of them is they're worried they're going to go out of business tomorrow, right? But it's just a lot easier for a small startup to do the wrong thing compared to a big company. That's part of what makes small startups successful sometimes. So I think this is already like on the top of minds of enterprises, but it'll increasingly be on the top of minds of everyday people.